Yo, Boop, tell them the boxing source dealing with them. Easy, JBZ, I represent, you know. Mr. Killer say, yo, this is the biggest and the baddest association. You don't know, once you're associated with JBZ, everything easy. You don't know, big up the boxing source. Mr. Killer representing for Landry. Bang.
Hey, what's going on here? Just wanted to touch on the fight coming up Saturday night, as we have for the WBA and the vacant WBC super middleweight title on the line, as we're going to have Canelo Alvarez going up against Callum Smith. Canelo Alvarez is regarded as the top pound for pound, if not one of the top pound for pound fighters in the sport. His record is there at 53 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, and has 36 wins by way of knockout. He is taking on the undefeated Callum Smith, the WBA and Ring Magazine super middleweight champion. Callum Smith is there coming in at 27-0 with 19 KOs. We have there with Callum Smith as the man that completed the World Boxing Super Series tournament a couple of years ago with his wins over Eric Skoglund, Nicky Holzen, and the final against George Groves, where he stopped George Groves in the 7th round to win the WBA Super Middleweight Championship. He also had a version of the WBC Championship there, and won the Ali Trophy as the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. After that fight, he did face Hassan and Dom over in Madison Square Garden in June 1st, 2019, getting an easy TKO victory there. That really shouldn't have happened. Hassan and Dom was basically coming in there from 160 and really wasn't really a notable fighter there at 160, other than fighting for the vacant title against David Lemieux, but he also had the follow-up fight against John Ryder, which a lot of people talk about as one that John Ryder should have been able to pull off to get the win. But Callum Smith did get a unanimous decision victory there, and he is now put in position to fight Canelo Alvarez, which is 13 months after that fight against John Ryder. Well, on the flip side, you have Canelo Alvarez, of course, the guy that has faced high-level competition, or fairly high-level competition for a long time, with the exception to Mitty with his fight against Rocky Fielding in 2018. He was able to fight Daniel Jacobs and Sergey Kovalev last year. Daniel Jacobs at middleweight was able to get a unanimous decision win there, and then going up to light heavyweight to face Sergey Kovalev for the WBO light heavyweight title, and he was able to savagely knock out Sergey Kovalev there before coming up with this fight against Callum Smith. Now you have them, with the measurements there, of course. Canelo Alvarez standing at 5'8" with a 70.5-inch reach, and Callum Smith there at 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. Now, that has basically been the main topic here in this particular fight, is the height and reach advantage of Callum Smith. But if Callum Smith does not be very active with his hands, and also be able to move around, as Canelo doesn't always, I would say not only slips punches and blocks punches, but he also knows how to move side to side. So he could, block a punch, be able to move off to the side, and then come in with a counter, either a left hook or a right hand, whether it's upstairs or to the body. So Callum Smith has to be able to watch out for that. For me, I think Callum Smith is a guy that, could be, is very active with his hands, so to speak, but not to where he is like throwing a lot of punches, like maybe like 100 punches around or something like that. But he does try to aim to wear down his opponents. And the thing is that we got to see if he's, able to do that against Canelo. But he can't be standing on pretty much the line or linear to Canelo Alvarez when he starts his offense. He has to be able to give Canelo different looks. He has to be able to feint with his jab, kind of like, be able to see what Canelo is doing, as Canelo is very skilled as far as like trying to get to the inside to the body of his opponent. So that's what I'm looking at there for Callum Smith against Canelo Alvarez, who, like I said, he's been taking on bigger opponents before, as he was able to, take down Sergey Kovalev, who, while he's definitely not 6'3", he's still there at, a considerable height advantage in comparison to Canelo Alvarez. And even though Sergey Kovalev was connecting a few times with the jab, he still, wasn't able to do something to like have Canelo in lots of trouble there over the course of 11 rounds. So, you do have that. And also, with Canelo fighting the likes of a Rocky Fielding, which, of course, was pretty much a beatdown there in Madison Square Garden. Canelo was able to get himself to the inside and work the body and just crush the body of Rocky Fielding in that particular fight. And he may be looking to do the same here against Callum Smith. Now, over 4 years ago, we know that Canelo Alvarez fought Callum's brother, Liam Smith, over in Arlington and was able to drop him with a body shot. And that ended that fight there. So he may be looking to do the same thing to Callum Smith. But Callum Smith, with his overall activity and his punching repertoire, could give him a good shot in this particular fight. It just has to be that he has to be very active on offense and be, alert on defense, watching for the counter-punching skills of Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo Alvarez, in the last series of fights that he's had, particularly, I would say from 2017 on, that he's worked a lot on his defense, being able to slip punches a lot, trying to see what the mannerisms of his opponent is. So I think that's going to be the case here, is that he's going to see what Callum Smith is doing within the first couple of rounds, and then see if Callum Smith is going to be able to guard low, or pretty much, kind of like bring his jabbing hand back in time in order to be prepared for the counter. But once Canelo gets used to that, I feel that he'll be able to take advantage of Callum Smith, with Callum Smith's mobility when it comes to moving around the ring, and he'll be able to turn the tide in reference to that and take the advantage and be able to get the victory against Callum Smith to win the WBA and WBC super middleweight titles and become a Ring Magazine champion at 168 pounds. That's what I got in reference to this fight that's coming up over at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, for the WBC and WBA super middleweight titles, alongside the Ring Magazine super middleweight title, to identify the winner as the top guy at 168 pounds. Share your thoughts here before this fight goes down, and I will catch y'all after this fight. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.